In this Leetcode problem, we were tasked to remove duplicates in place from a sorted array, and we need to return the number of unique elements after removing duplicates. So if you were given the following array, what this exercise wants from you is to remove any duplicates and return the number of unique elements. And as you can see, what is placed at the end here is not important. So to solve this, we will use the two-pointer approach. Say you have the following array. What I want to do first is have two pointers, I and j. The variable I will be used to iterate through the array, but j will be used to keep track of where the next unique element will be placed. You'll see what I mean. Now we started at 1, because we can ignore the first element. It is the first unique element of our array. What we want to do is we want to loop through the array, and each time we will do the following. I want to check if the number that we're pointing at right now is different than the previous one. In our case, we have 1, and the previous number is also 1. So I'm not going to do anything because these are not two unique elements, these are duplicates. Moving on, we will have I equal to 2 and j equal to 1. We will compare to the current element with the previous element, which is 1. Since they are different, what I want to do is to put the current element at index j, which j is 1 right now, and then I want to increment j. You can see now that this part contains two unique elements. I is now equal to 3. We compare the current element with the previous element and they are equal, so we won't do anything. Now I is equal to 4. 3 is different than 2. So what I want to do is to take 3 and place it at index j, which is 2, and then I will increment j. You can see now that this part contains the unique elements, and this part here you can simply ignore it. At the end, what we want to do is return j, because it contains the number of unique elements inside this array. Now let's go ahead and write some code. So first, what I want to do here is I want to simply write a validation. I want to check if the vector given or the array given is empty, because if it is, I just want to go ahead and simply return 0, because the array is empty, so there is no elements inside the array. Next, what I want to do is I want to initialize j equal to 1. Okay, j again will store the number of unique elements, or it will also be used to put the next unique element in the correct position inside the array. Now I'm going to use a for loop. So I'll say for int I equal to 1, because we will ignore the first element inside the array. I'll say I less than nums.size, and I'll say I++. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check if nums.i, or excuse me, nums at index I, our current element, is different than the previous one. So I minus 1. Because if they are different, that means there is a unique element. What do I want to do with this unique element, which is nums index I? So if this nums index I is a unique element, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it at index j, like this. And so nums index I, like this. And then what I want to do is I want to increment j. J here is the counter of how many unique elements I have inside my array. And so this is it. Well, if the numbers are equal, that means the numbers are duplicates. What we want to do is we want to do nothing, basically. So if the numbers are different, that means nums index I is a unique value or a unique element. So what we'll do is we'll to position it at index j, okay? Now at the end, I want to simply return j, because also j, well, j keeps track of how many unique elements we have inside the array. And this is it for this Leetcode problem. If you are looking for a full C++ tutorial playlist, make sure to check out mine. I will teach you from basic to advanced C++, so if you are interested, then I'll see you there. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date for the next one.